What was going on, guys? I'm here bringing you guys a brand new reaction video, and today we're reacting to somebody I've never reacted to before, Mumbo Jumbo. If you guys watch Minecraft, you've probably heard of this dude. This guy is one of the top Minecraft creators, and I decided I wanted to watch him because I wanted to watch somebody new for once. So before we get into the video, make sure you guys drop a sub on the channel and drop a like on the video if you guys want to see more Mumbo Jumbo. We're on the way to 400, so help me out. Anyways, let's get into it.
Today we're combining two of my loves, tiny houses and Minecraft safe houses. I mean, just look at this thing. Alright, whenever I see a house like this in Minecraft, I can't help but envision the life that I would live in it. Out in the countryside.
This is such a small house. It's like a 3x6.
You know, have animals
but it looks really
roaming
good.
around it. Just birds tweeting in the air. It would just be a peaceful place where I could read books and enjoy the nature. And of course I wouldn't want anyone disturbing my peace and quiet, so anyone that did try to visit my house uninvited would be destroyed, completely obliterated by my armored defense systems. Hopefully in a horrible and
Does he have a... Wait, is the armored defense system already there, bro? What?
painful way, but not too slow, because I wouldn't want them screaming. That would also disturb my peace and quiet, and I wouldn't want that. So quick but painful and horrible. Let's get to work, shall we? Oh, would you look at that? This is why I need a safe house, alright? Because already, unwelcome visitors. My state-of-the-art defenses are not constructed just yet, but this shiny blue sword will do just fine. So as with all safe houses, we need to create a border wall around this thing, but I want to create a fairly intelligent one in that projectiles can actually move through it. Now, I think I already have the first stage worked out, so you can see that this wall can bounce up and down, and if I time this dispenser perfectly, then as it's moving, that arrow should be able to travel through and hit anyone.
What? He's gonna have a wall that shoots arrows?
In this area here, or anything that is in this area here. That will become interesting in a little bit. So I've managed to make this work. Now the input isn't exactly in the most useful place. It's up here, whereas I'd probably like it to be underneath the ground. But with that being said, it does work quite well, and it's a very compact and very, very simple little system. So I say we roll with it, which means extending it all the way around the build. Now obviously this is probably the most expensive wall that has ever existed in the history of Minecraft ever. I mean, this is a lot of netherite, if someone wants to tell.
Bro, ain't nobody getting that much netherite.
How many ancient debris this would require down in the comment section. I would absolutely love to hear it. But the reason that I'm making use of these netherite blocks is because they are blast resistant, but they are also movable by pistons. Now that is a very unique property for a block in Minecraft. Something about these redstone contraptions is just so ridiculously satisfying, especially when they're all synced up.
Yo, that thing is sick.
Is that not the greatest? I think it might be the greatest. I'm gradually making my way around here. We have got half of the wall all in place. And for those of you who are doing the maths, each one of these walls is 19 blocks long and 6 blocks high. And there's 9 netherite ingots per block. And I think it's 4 netherite scraps per ingot. It's an awful lot. But regardless of how much it costs, I think we can all agree that it is a ridiculously cool looking border wall. I mean, just look at it.
It's
Why
cool.
is this ridiculously cool looking block?
But now you can't enjoy your house on the countryside because you can't see the thing.
Need to be one of the most expensive ones in the game. Why couldn't it have been something else? Anyway, let's start connecting these things up. So I would say down underneath our tiny little house, we should have a little control room for all of the defenses. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It's just functional. And this, I would say, is like perfect bunker control room territory. So now it is time to move on to the next stage of the defenses, because let's face it, those little arrow dispensers, they're probably not going to do too much damage, and that is because they serve more than one purpose. If I just make my way out here, place down a piece of obsidian and an end crystal, I'm hoping that this doesn't break anything on the inside of the wall. Oh my goodness, it did. Okay, let's try not to stress here. I imagine that's because it was on a corner. So let's just increase the number of netherite blocks even further. And we place an end crystal and explode it.
There you go. There you go.
Good, everything seems to be safe. Now the interesting thing about end crystals is that I can place them from underneath the ground. So if I cover up this block right here, I can still place in an end crystal and it pops up above the obsidian. And then our arrow dispensers can be the things that ignite the end crystal. And what's even more interesting is
okay, I know where he's going.
I'm in survival mode right now. I have no armor on, and yet this end crystal right here does 0 damage to me because I'm underneath it, whereas someone on the surface would get absolutely obliterated by this thing. So that makes this a very powerful weapon indeed. I do, however, have one concern, and that is the fact that the blast resistance of a block goes to 0 when it's being moved by pistons. And we have moving pistons here.
Yo, yeah, that's not gonna work, man.
All right. Well, there we go. That is what I was afraid of. Goodness gracious me.
Goodness gracious me, he said.
Cool, that was an expensive
Look
explosion.
at all those arrows.
Just at the distance a little bit. It's oh wow, it's still completely destroyed everything. That's not ideal. But I have come up with something, and that is to place this tiny little obsidian barrier. End crystals are so strange. It makes no sense to me. But this little one high obsidian wall protects everything from being destroyed. So that is now working perfectly. Whereas if I remove this, just that one block, and then place in the end crystal,
and everything's gonna be destroyed.
Everything blows up. What? I'm going to choose to ignore the fact that this is a huge security flaw and continue based on this premise. So all of those little barriers have been installed. Now I just have to put the walkway going around the entire underside so that I can actually place the end crystals that will be causing the damage. And that is now done. It's not particularly pretty, but it's perfectly functional. This is all working nicely. Now it's time to connect to all of our arrow dispensers.
So the end crystals are part of the defense, or is he just testing the defense? I'm confused here.
Making use of a redstone clock. So when this lever is on, that means it's safe. When this lever is off, that means the redstone clock is running, the arrows are being dispensed. Which, as I said earlier on in the video, is probably one of the most satisfying things in the world. I mean,
it is pretty nice.
How magical does that look? And it's about to look
it looks like those arrows are just going straight through the
magical.
thing.
All of them are now fully connected, and that is a good noise. That is a very cool look.
That's satisfying.
That is ridiculously cool. Alright, I'm going to turn this off before it completely lags out my computer. But first, I guess I should run down here and place in some end crystals. I mean, look! That is so deadly!
Oh, so if you have someone out there... Okay, I see the point now. If you have someone out there, it'll shoot the arrows and they won't even know you're under there.
That is so cool. I did that for far longer than that clip implied. So now it's time to push things outside of the box a little bit. I'm currently playing on a fabric version of the game, and I actually have immersive portals installed on this version. Now I am really curious to see if this idea works how I think it will in my head, because if it does, this could be absolutely lethal and absolutely hilarious. If I activate this portal here, will I immediately fall through? It's already doing what I wanted it to do! What? That is ridiculous. So my plan was to make it so that as you go through the portal, you fall into lava. Well...
You fall into the nether, bro. Oh my.
It did it automatically.
That's crazy.
That's completely insane. And then I'm assuming if I use a water bucket here, it breaks it. Okay, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That's crazy.
I cannot believe that. I actually can't believe that. That was like a ready-made trap. So that is excellent news. We have got a fast-acting lava pit fall and then a fast-removing one as well. Very cool indeed. Now, one thing that I'm noticing is it's taking a little bit of time to load up the nether, and I think that might just be because that's the first portal, so it has to load the entire nether. So I'm thinking if we just conceal a little portal down here... Did you see how fast that one activated? I think that's because the nether was already being loaded by this one. So now if I remove this, it goes. But then if I light this, fast.
It's instant. Nice.
Yes. That's dangerous. And to make it even more dangerous, we're going to make use of the Minecraft 1.17 skulk sensors to detect the player without the player realizing that they're being detected. I mean, this is evil. This is really evil. So, underneath all of these stone bricks right here, we've got our layer of skulk sensors. They run out into these redstone lines here, and then that sends a signal up to this side of this giant wool barrier. Now, the reason that all of this wool is here is to stop sounds from this area coming through to the skulk sensors, because skulk sensors can't hear through wool blocks. It's one of those useful features, and that's essentially what makes it
That's such a like random fact about those things.
Entire redstone contraption possible. And after a bunch of headaches, I finally got it working, and I have to say it's just as evil as I imagined it would be. So I land down on these blocks here, immediately drop through into lava, which is completely ridiculous.
Wow.
And then after a short length of time, you can see that the nether portal gets removed. Now that water has to stay out for a longer time to...
That is a crazy trap, because those things sends off a redstone triggers the portal. That is crazy.
prevent the nether portal from reappearing. Because the issue is the sound of the nether portal breaking was actually causing the sculk sensors to trigger again, which meant I had an infinite loop of lava appearing and then disappearing. Which, although it looked very cool, wasn't particularly useful. That is evil. And what's even worse is that when the nether portal gets removed, you're actually just stuck in the nether. Oh, you're fully stuck here. So let's get all of these constructed surrounding it, and I think we can all agree this is looking awesome.
Oh my.
Stretching the definition of tiny right now.
All this for this tiny house.
Definitely, but it's looking epic. And I've thought of an excellent defense for aerial attacks, and is making use of this same method once again, but we can do it over the entire top section here. So someone thinks they've outsmarted us, flown past all the defenses, then they will literally just drop through into a lava pit. So I just need to run a line of dispensers that have flint and steels on the inside of them, so that as soon as a player goes through this tripwire, it will immediately activate another portal. That is pretty cool. We've actually got one of the nether portals from one of these in it, which I suppose kind of is an issue, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm just going to ignore it and focus on the removal of the nether portal, which I think I should be able to do automatically. So a player activates the tripwires like that, and then we get ourselves... Oh my god. Oh my... Oh! Oh!
You're
the
stuck.
nether portal's been removed. I'm stuck in the nether. So it automatically removed the nether portal, and now I'm here. Let's see, did it completely flood all of the redstone? I'm a little bit concerned. It's not very often that I just get transported out of the world. No, that has actually worked. So look here, I activate it. That's pretty smart. I mean, come on, a player jumps over the top and just immediately goes in. This is the best. This is literally the best. I'm so happy. So this is a safe house that has automatic arrow dispensing, which I think we can all agree is ridiculously awesome. But not only that, these arrows are to detonate end crystals that the player can place inside of channels around the base.
Jeez.
To help completely destroy players.
This thing is
we have
nuts.
redstone circuits that detect players that are approaching the base and drop them through into lava. And we also have redstone circuits that do exactly the same from above. I mean, this thing is basically just burning in lava, but in all ways. Like, no matter how you approach this place, you're essentially going to catch fire and die. Or take an end crystal to the face.
That
or
is
take
a
an arrow to the knee.
complete
Whatever
safe house,
happens,
man. There ain't
it's
nobody
gonna
getting
cause
past
problems
that.
for you. I am really...
Let me know if you guys want to see more Mumbo Jumbo. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a sub. Anyway, it's bro, wrap it up out. Peace.